So today I'm doing the Matiri lake track, trying to head up to the 1,000 acre plateau. Not sure if I'll be able to make it that far and back in the day. Just doing a little day trip today. It's kind of sunny, but also quite cloudy up there. It's supposed to rain this morning, clear up, and then be a bit nicer, so here we go. Apparently there's a hydro dam up here. I think this might be one of the substations for it. I can't actually see the dam from here, but it might be down here somewhere further up the valley. So this trail is probably about 15-20 minutes drive out of Murchison on a dirt trail. Murchison in New Zealand, South Island. It's quite a windy road up, but it's not too bad as far as dirt roads go. And then the trail up to the lake apparently is just on this kind of gravelly road as well to service the hydro dam, I think. So it's pretty easy going so far. And then if I've got the time and the energy, I'm going to try and climb up to Poor Pete's Hut, which is on the 1,000 acre plateau. If I had more time and I'd stay overnight, but just a day trip today. Just had daylight savings, so it's kind of like an extra hour of light, but I started pretty late today. It's like 10:30, almost 11. So probably won't get as far as I would have liked to, but just checking it out and then maybe come back another time. Spend a few nights up here. There's supposed to be a few different peaks that are worth checking out. Haystack and Needle, I think. But it's been quite rainy lately, so I wonder, I've heard it gets quite boggy up the top on the plateau, so I might not, well, if I make it up there, it might not be very fun up there anyway. Oh, there's that big hydro pipe. Kind of looks a bit out of place in this forest, but so this must be the mud that it's renowned for on this track. It's starting to get pretty muddy here. Successfully crossed that river without getting wet feet. Now I've got to navigate all this mud. So 4k's in. Made it to the lake. Probably can't see it through those trees, but hut must be a little bit further up here. It's a bit bigger than I thought it was, this lake. Oh, got a long drop up here. I should be around the corner. Oh, so this is the Matiri Hut. Apparently it sleeps 8. Pretty cozy in there, a little fire. It's a beautiful view out there. It's got a lot of firewood too, it's good. Someone's old boot. Toilet. Long drop. And lakeside views, look at that. I think I might have some lunch here. It's 12 o'clock, which is actually quite good for me. I was hoping to get here by 11, but only a bit late today. So I could stop here and have some lunch. And then the plan was to go up to the 1,000 acre plateau, but I'm guessing it's up those big hills there, or those peaks. I don't know if it's further up the valley actually. At some point you have to go up quite a lot. Maybe further down the valley than up. But I'll have a little lunch now and then see what we do. A bit bougie today. I brought a little frying pan, got some eggs and ham. Bush bacon and eggs. I've never actually used this frying pan on this cooker, so it's going to be interesting. See how it goes. Don't really need to cook this ham, but it'll be nice and warmed up. I froze it before I came and then it's just defrosted while I've been walking. Fortunately this pan's only big enough for one egg. I was hoping I could get 2 in, but maybe without the ham. I don't really think that's through because I don't have a plate or knife and fork. I'm just going to have to eat out of the pan. This is one of those Lafare coffee bags. Quite good. Not quite as good as an espresso, but better than instant coffee. Cheeky weaker over here, trying to get something to eat, I think. I used to put my gas canister straight into the pot, but when you got a bit of water in there, it kind of rusts it. So I've started to use a plastic bag now to prevent it from being really rusty. So I've got two choices now. I can head back. This is what time it is. It's 1 o'clock. So either head back, it'll probably take me about 45 minutes probably. Keep going. If I get up to the plateau, probably best case scenario would be 4 o'clock. I've got till 7 with daylight. That'll leave me 3 hours to get back down. Maybe 7:30 actually with daylight. I'm just going to go up the valley and see how far I go. If it's real hard work, I might head back. One last look at the hut. That's a wicker. Looks like he's found someone's orange peel. It's been a bit of a storm recently. So I was trying to say before, but the river was a bit noisy. Matiri Hut to poor Pete's hut, which is a tiny little, more like a bivouac, two-person hut. It's up on the 1,000-acre plateau. It's supposed to take 3 hours, but I looked on all trails. Someone was saying it took 6 hours. I don't know if the conditions have changed or the person was like relatively slow. So I don't think, I'm not sure if I'll be able to make it to the top there unless I really haul and I come back down again. I guess I haven't got a tent or anything with me. Probably overpacked a bit for just a day trip. You never know. So see how far I go. Might turn around about 2 hours. I'm close to the plateau. I'll just keep going. See how I get on. So we've got a river crossing. Not sure how easy it can be to not get wet feet for this one. I've got waterproof boots, but they're probably not going to be able to handle this kind of depth. I feel like getting wet feet right now. Let's see if further down I can cross. So there's nowhere down here I can cross without getting my feet wet. Probably just have to take the boots off, but if I'm being lazy, let's try and go upstream a bit more, see if there's any way there. So I decided this spot again maybe. Possibly make it without getting wet shoes, wet feet, but we'll see. Wish me luck. So I made it over the river with just a little bit of water getting through my boots. Just I think that actually the seal on them isn't the best anymore, but no actual water went over the top. It's good having walking poles for that kind of river crossing. Now I'm trying to find the trail again, sort of walking through a bog because I went upstream from the trail. I think it's just down here there. It's also a lucky thing the GoPro's waterproof because I didn't put it in my bag very well and it slipped out while I was crossing. You probably saw that. I found the trail. Now I just got to get over this bog. Get the poles out again. I've got this set up from my distance, Black Diamond distance pack, which just lets me get the poles on and off actually really quickly, which is great. I don't have to take my pack on or off. Just do it like this. Yeah, so I managed to be able to quickly get them on and off without having to stop all the time. So this is the way it's going to go. It says 3 hours. I think, from what I understand, it's quite steep, slippery kind of terrain. And right now it's 1:30, so it'll be 4:30 at the earliest. I'm going to get back down. Or just walk down the valley a bit, see how far I get and then come back. Track's no longer maintained by Doc. Huh. That's interesting. Well, I think I'll head up for a little bit, maybe just half an hour, to get a feel for the track. Sometime I'll come back here and actually do the whole thing and stay a night or two. It's a pretty cool valley. And it's probably even cooler up on the plateau. You can see if this is how it is all the way up. It could take quite a while. So many sandflies back there. So I decided to just turn around. I just stopped for a little break, some water. I've only been going up for about 15 minutes, but it's really slow going and just kind of tiring out my legs. No point doing that. So I head back, probably make it back to the car by about 4, although the last time I said that it took way longer than I thought, so hopefully it doesn't take too long. This is the second time I've done some exercise since I was sick. I'd actually had really bad flu, and then that turned into nasty pneumonia. So probably about 6 weeks ago. I'm just getting over it now. And yesterday I was silly and I went up to this forestry path up in Richmond. Did about 11 k's walking. I think it's about 300 meters of elevation. So far today I've done 300 meters of elevation, so it's actually about the same. Yeah. Just going to head back down, see you on the way down. Whew. Back to the mud flats. Ooh. Went into the bog. Wet boots now. A little bit wet. Some water came over when I went into a deep bog. Now I'm just going to bush bash my way through here and try and find where I crossed over last time. Try to keep my boots as dry as possible, but already a little bit wet. Not soaking though, that's good. Fjallraven Lapland hybrid hiking pants. And I guess they're a cross between the Kebs, which I've never really tried, and I think maybe the Agatas they have. So they've got some heavy duty sort of poly canvas on the bottom, so you can bush bash really well with them, you don't feel anything. And then they've got ventilations on the bottom, like by your ankles and on your thighs. And probably like this temperature, when I pulled up here it was about 12 degrees, but it's probably a little bit warmer now with the sun. But I wouldn't want it any hotter with these, because even though you've got vents, they still get pretty warm. But they'd be quite good for like winter camping or something. So I was trying them out for the first time and it's proper hiking. Just worn them around for little day walks before, so pretty good. But a little bit warm for, definitely too warm for summer conditions. Looks pretty extreme. You have to be able to pole vault across that little gap there. I'm not sure if it would work out very well. Spotted another possible crossing without getting too wet feet. Just all the silly things you do to try and save yourself from having soaking wet feet. Way up here, looks a bit better than the other spot, so let's give it a try. I'm probably about 100 meters upstream from the actual crossing with the track, but looks a bit easier to cross here maybe. Just hope we don't lose the GoPro again. It's a bit slipperier here. What did I say, 3 points of contact? Might be a bit dodgy. But what I might do, test that out. Oh, slippery one. Whew. Tiny bit wet. Oh, got a little bit wet, but definitely not soaking wet. This is the thing I was worried about. I came over here on the other side now, but it's a bit of a jungle. I have to bash my way through there to get back to the trail. Hopefully it's not too bad. Get through that first part. Can easy kind of squeeze under most branches. I think this is an animal trail down here. Someone might have been down here actually. The wrong way possibly. Now if this was summer, it could be a bunch of wasps around here, but it's a bit cold for them already. The purple mushroom thing, or sort of fungus. It's like something's been walking through there. Probably poisonous. It's a bit of a jungle through there. Not sure when I'm going to be able to bust out. Just keep on going. Ah, that might be the track there. Perfect. Here we go. Back on track. I might talk about some of the gear I've got. Today I'm trying out these pants, which will be great. It's a little bit too hot for summer, definitely too hot for summer, but autumn and winter they should be probably quite good. I'm not sure if they're warm enough for winter, but the other thing I got was this little front pack thing. It's actually like a bomb bag, whatever you call it. It has straps that you can have on it, but then you can also get these hooks and sitting on the front. I've got like all the stuff I need quickly in there, so I don't really have to take my pack off. GoPro batteries in there, snacks, my sunglasses in there, and then I extended my, it's like an Anoji backpack. I've used this a few times now. It's 30 litre, fits quite a bit of stuff. I actually kind of want to modify it and put some sort of strapping on the bottom so I can hang my tent off the bottom, and then I'd have a bit more space in my pack. But it fits everything for an overnight, maybe even 2 days. It's been a really good pack, it's really cheap. Just got off AliExpress for, I don't know, like close to $100 maybe, 150 New Zealand, which is pretty cheap. And this little thing's a Hike Man. I think it's about 2 litres. I think that was about $35. So I sort of modularised the pack. And I took the pole system off my Black Diamond Distance 20 or 22, and I just sort of jerry rigged it on. It works really well. Don't have to stop to put my poles on and off. Get back down. One of the only things with these Fjellraven pants, they're a bit swishy. They're supposed to be hunting pants, and I did read one of the reviews and they were complaining about how noisy they were. They have this brushed polycotton on the pockets and the bum, but they don't have that on the legs. The legs is heavy duty, it's quite thick, like doubled up polycotton, so it's good for bush bashing and you don't get brambles or anything, but just get this swishing noise all the time. Just have to walk a little bit different and it looks alright. Now I 10 to 3 and I've done 8.4 k's so far, so probably have close to 4 more k's to go. But it's all downhill and it's a pretty easy trail really. I mean, I saw a family come up here with their kids and they were only like, some of them about 4 or 5. So good trail to do if you've got kids. It's a nice little hut to stay at, 8 bunk bed. Probably, I mean for me it was about an hour. The kids would probably take a bit longer than that, maybe twice that. But 4 k's, not too bad. Stay the night, have lakeside views, and then a little easy walk back down. If I've got time I might go try and see where the hydro dam intake is. Might actually be able to see the dam, but let's see how we get on. here. I'm going to try and check out the hydro intake, see if we can see it. Not sure how far that goes or how far away it is. But turn around if it takes too long. Just thinking about those Fjallraven pants. They have the thigh zips, which are great for venting, but probably a YouTuber thing. But a bit of a pain when you forget to zip them up when you're trying to take a shot. You need a bit of a pasty white leg to keep remembering to zip them up. Same problem with the other pants I have, Visco Hike. I filmed another video which I'm not sure if I haven't really released it yet. I haven't finished editing it, but that video didn't work out so well because I ran out of GoPro batteries, and I sort of supposed to stay overnight, but I've taken the worst tent I could have taken. Should have taken my other one, and yeah, ended up, instead of doing a overnight, I just did a little quick day trip. Well, not a quick day trip, but pretty much a full day trip. But yeah, my batteries ran out. But this time I used 2 GoPro batteries, and I guess maybe a bit naive thinking they'd last very long. But in the cold they also went down really fast. So got 6 batteries now, got 4 more. Although I'm actually using the GoPro 7, it's pretty old, but I didn't really want to get into buying a new GoPro just in case I don't really do this much. I'm trying to get into it more, but so if you like these kind of videos, make sure you like and subscribe. I'll try and do some more over summer maybe. It's hard getting away all the time, but I'd like to kind of document the trips I do and bring people along with me. It's only about a 5-minute walk if that. So here we are. Give you a view in a second. A few tributary streams coming in. We've got security cameras and stuff up here. So here's the view. Definitely wouldn't want to swim around here. Guessing there's the intake in there. Sucked in probably. I think the river might be a bit higher than usual because there's been kind of heavy rain the last few days. I'll go down to that point there and see if I can look over the waterfall. assuming the water comes in here, comes through a pipe down here, comes out down there and goes all the way down the valley to the turbine somewhere down there. I'm just thinking about GoPro batteries. The other rookie mistake I made my last trip was not having a way to charge them other than using the GoPro. I didn't have an external charger. So I got an external battery pack, but I didn't think about bringing a thing to charge batteries while I'm using the GoPro. So made a few rookie mistakes in the last video, but I'm trying to learn. It's all part of the process. Probably 6-7 weeks ago, got a really nasty flu. I'm just like bedridden for a week, maybe 10 days. And then I had trouble breathing and I went to the hospital. And it turned out to be pneumonia. Quite nasty pneumonia in both lungs. But I had it, you just wouldn't realise how bad it is when you can't breathe and how much like lack of energy you have. So like I'd have a shower and then I'd basically have to lie down, maybe have a nap when I was sort of in the middle of it. But I got antibiotics and cleared it up. So it wasn't like, obviously wasn't deadly, but it was not a fun time. I never really knew what pneumonia was, but after having that you definitely don't want to get it. It's not fun at all. And recovery is just, if you have a flu or cold, well maybe not a flu, but you have the cold and a week later feeling pretty good. In 2 weeks you're probably fine. But pneumonia is definitely at least 4 weeks, probably 6 weeks before you even get like the ability to walk around and stuff without getting out of breath. Probably maybe 4 weeks in I could walk up the hill by a house, but it's nasty. Just don't realise how much you need in your lungs just for energy and ability to move. But also, like, I lost a lot of weight, probably about almost 10% of my body weight, not quite, maybe like 9. So yeah, I had to eat a lot more to put my weight on, but probably eating a bit rough, so trying to get a bit healthy from now on. I went up to the behind Richmond and I was walking up there, and then I got to the top and there's a guy on his mountain bike, and we got to chatting and he was telling me about how I was telling him about how I had been quite sick, and that was the first time I'd done any exercise in a long time, or 6 weeks or so. And because I had the flu and then pneumonia, and then he said that his friend had the same thing. So it's pretty nasty stuff going around. I highly recommend not getting pneumonia if you can, because it's a long recovery. I've only sort of just started to feel good about getting some physical exercise in. It's been 6 weeks, almost 7 maybe, since I first got sick, but that was the flu I guess, so I don't know what point the pneumonia kicked in, but it's not fun at all. So, I've done 11 Ks. It's currently 3:35. What have we got? 2 or 3 more Ks to the car. Shouldn't take too long. I love having these salt stick electrolytes. Nice little thing to have when you're walking. Try and keep the electrolytes up. I see these signs. I think that's the meters mark. So 1 more K to go maybe? Pretty sure it's accurate. I think it's part of the hydro dam stuff. Maybe only like 15 minutes to the car. As soon as I get to the car I'm just jumping in because there's sandflies everywhere when I got out. Don't want any more. It must be the turbine down there that generates the power. Substation to send it out. I guess those big pipes go into there. Well, that big pipe. Google how much it generates, and if I can find it, put it on the screen for you to see. Megawatt 2? Who knows? was just thinking about the amount of gear I bought today. I thought way too much. I guess I was thinking if I went up to the tops, it could be pretty cold or weird up there. But I mean, I probably could have just done this in shorts and a t-shirt, some snacks. Definitely didn't need all this big bag. I brought a down jacket, a rain jacket, waterproof pants. I even brought kind of like emergency bivvy sack thing. It's not one of those really thin ones, it's actually quite thick. It's almost like a sleeping bag. But I overestimated how much I was going to walk today. But I'd gone up to the tops. If I'd gone earlier, I planned to be here about 9. And if I had that much extra time, I might have been able to get to the tops, but I don't even know if it was that cold up here. So definitely could have travelled a bit lighter. I think I just got carried away. But it hasn't been too bad. It's been a good day actually. Another thing is I always bring too much food. But I guess you never know if you're going to get really hungry or not. But I find that when I'm walking, I never really want to stop for food. I just don't really get that hungry. I had there's 2 eggs, some ham, a couple of energy gels, like running ones, and 2 kind of like oat bars, like Cliff bars, and this kiwi one, I think it's called a Weka bar. It's like nuts and seeds. It's quite tasty. It's been a little bit, but I brought what did I bring? I brought some of these real meal, dehydrated meals. Got a curry and tapioca pudding, I think. They were like probably the best dehydrated meals I've ever had. But I always find that I never end up eating them. So, like the last trip I did, I hardly ate anything on that until I got down the mountain. And this one I didn't even eat any of those dehydrated meals. I also brought like a Radix, what do you call it, breakfast cereal thing, which is quite tasty too. But their meals, the dehydrated meals, aren't very good, I don't think, unfortunately. They're quite, I don't know, like scientific tasting, but not very like real tasting. Definitely the real meals for me have been the tastiest ones. Yeah, but on a trip like this, I could have taken half the stuff I've taken. But you never know, sometimes you're prepared for the worst. I think I was a bit worried it might be really cold, but it hasn't been cold at all. Just a t-shirt the whole time. Apart from in the hut, I wanted to keep my arms protected from all the sandflies, so just put like a light hoodie on. Part of the reason I've started filming these is I go on a trip once or twice a year. I'd like to go more, but it's hard to get away for a few days. And I thought it might be quite good to start filming them, just to document them and look back on them. And so last one I didn't really pan out, and I made a few mistakes with the battery life and stuff. Probably should have listened to the weather forecast. I definitely should have brought a better tent. I mean, I probably could have stayed up there that night, but with that tent, well, it wouldn't have been that good. And so yeah, I think hopefully these are enjoyable to other people, but I'm kind of doing it for myself at the moment. I definitely want to come back and do this trail again, but I want to get up to the tops this time and go up to the 1,000 acre plateau. There's 2 huts up there. There's one called Poor Pete's Hut, I think. It's a tiny little 2-person bug bed kind of thing. And then there's another one, I can't remember, maybe Hayward's or Harwood's hut. I kind of prefer to camp though, so try and find a camp spot. And then if I had the time, I'd stay 1 or 2 days, or 2 nights. And hopefully you can hear me over the noise. I might need to get a Bluetooth microphone because I'm not sure how well it picks up the sound. So yeah, if I came back, I'd like to do at least a night, overnight. There's I think there's a haystack and the needle, which looks pretty cool. The reason why I was doing this trek today actually is because I wanted to do the Mount Arthur trail. I thought maybe I could do a day trip there, but unfortunately with the recent weather, storms they've had, the road's been washed out, and so to get to the trailhead or start of the trail, you can't actually drive there anymore. You have to walk. And I think it's probably like 3 hours up, maybe. I don't know how long, but you're looking at like a full day trip, pushing it in the springtime. It's only just gone on daylight savings here, so we've got an extra hour of light. I think 7:30 is when it gets dark now. So, but I don't think there'd be enough time to have done that trail. And I also wanted to go to Cobb Valley, but I've heard that that's also had its road washed out from the storms. I'm not sure though, because I read something saying that it's still open, but this is the 27th of September, so 2025. And they said they're going to fix it up in the next year, so maybe next time I come down I could do those ones. But this is quite a cool trek. It's only an hour and a half from where I stay in Nelson. Nice to come back here, see the plateau, spend a few days. It'd be nice to spend a few days up there actually, because I always sort of, if I do camping, it's only really been one night. I'd like to get into a 2-night or multi-night stays. Should take a bit, maybe a bigger pack, but I've got pretty lightweight gear, so I can kind of fit it all in here. If I can expand out this pack to have sort of strapping at the bottom, and I can strap my tent on, I could fit over stuff in. Well, a bit more stuff in there. And I'm at the car park. When I got here this morning, there was about 5 other cars. Now we've just got 2. So thanks for coming along, and hope you enjoyed the trip. If I go fishing tomorrow, I might put some footage up. I don't really want to catch any, well, not sure if I'll catch anything and what to do with it if I do catch it. I don't have like a chili bin or anything, but I'm going to chuck it on ice and take home. So yeah, please like and subscribe, and leave comments if you enjoy it, because I'm trying to see how this works out and hopefully people enjoy it. At this stage I haven't actually released any videos. I've got to work on my last one, just editing that, and then once I've edited that, I'll probably release that one first, because this one will come after that. And then, so you might have 2 videos to watch. The last one kind of didn't pan out so well at the end, because I didn't have any footage from going back, much footage. I had some phone camera stuff, but I like covered up the mic with my hand, so you couldn't really hear me or anything. So anyway, hopefully this one turns out a bit better. Thanks for coming.